Stand by A sound. Roll A dissolve up.
Now on WDRB
We will
News.
news alert tween out to camera 3 with
There are hundreds of unaccounted for people.
30.
Who would have thought that we'd have back-to-back
Looks like the
disasters
warning
in
went away.
Kentucky?
It did.
I had no idea how fast
20.
and how deep that would get.
Oh no, now it's back.
15. Now it's back.
It's very heavy. There's a lot of sorrow.
10. Stand by news alert
We
tween.
recognize that our state is 30s.
We need so much help.
Stand by. Stand by.
It is unbelievable.
And tween. Micah. Q.
Heartbreaking flooding in eastern Kentucky. We will get to that story in a moment, but first,
Play their names
a
off.
new order
Stand by
late
camera
tonight means
6 with
abortions are banned once again in Kentucky.
WDRB's Lindsay Allen explains the court ruling and the action the ACLU says it's taking within hours. Lindsay?
Take.
With Hayden tonight, the Kentucky
Stand
Court
by
of Appeals
B.
sided
Sound.
with
Stand by to
Attorney
lose their
General
name.
Daniel
Lose their
Cameron.
name. Stand by
We
B.
spoke with
Sound
Kentucky's
with
Family Foundation, which calls the ruling a victory for unborn children, but also for the rule of law.
Roll B sound take.
There's a battle
both
playing
anchors
out
over there. Stand by
over
to
this
lose
issue,
super.
but it's really a final desperate attempt
Lose
by the
super.
pro-abortion businesses to continue to operate and make a profit on
Stand
ending
by
the lives
X.
of unborn children. And thankfully, the appeals
Stand by
court
to add
has
banner. Stand by your mic.
reinstated the enforcement of the law.
Add banner mic Q.
So the order reinstates the
X.
Kentucky Human
Sound.
Life Protection
Under.
Act and heartbeat law. The court granted the Attorney General's motion seeking an emergency stay of the Jefferson Circuit Court's temporary injunction that prevented those 2 abortion bans from going into effect. Again, that means abortion is banned in the state as of tonight. The only legal exception is in the case of an extreme risk to a mother's health. We also spoke with the ACLU tonight, which represents the 2 abortion clinics in the state, which are in
Put
Louisville.
X in the
Both
stack,
the
safe in the
EMW
side
Women's
monitor.
Surgical Center and
X in
Planned
the stack,
Parenthood
safe in
are
the
no
side
longer
monitor.
allowed to perform abortions. The interim executive director tells me
Stand by
appointments for
X
patients
sound. Stand by 2
scheduled for as
dissolve.
early as tomorrow morning have now been canceled.
Roll X sound dissolve.
Without this
Stand by to lose
temporary
super, stand by
injunction in
6.
place, it means
Camera 1,
that
pull, let me see
people
your
who
move.
are pregnant and have made a decision that they no longer want to be
Okay.
pregnant
Lose
are
super.
forced to now remain pregnant against their will, or they are going to
Stand by
have to
VO,
flee the
stand
state
by
of Kentucky
Lindsay.
in order to receive the care that they want.
Mike Lindsay.
And the ACLU is taking action right
Super
away
slide
and
out.
says it's preparing to appeal to the Kentucky State Supreme Court as we speak. Kentuckians,
Stand by
meantime, are set to
AVO
take a
under,
vote
stand
in
by
November
flash.
on a
Hayden reads
constitutional
on A.
amendment
Okay, cool.
that
Thanks
would
so much.
define there are no protections in the state constitution for abortion. Lindsay Allen, WDRB.
Roll A flash. Mike Hayden.
Thanks, Lindsay. Tomorrow, an Indiana
Stand by
House committee
camera
will hear
1.
testimony on the Hoosier State's efforts to ban abortion.
Let's go.
Saturday, the
Tween.
Indiana Senate voted to ban nearly all abortions
Stand by
with
to tween to
exceptions for
camera
rape,
1, which
incest,
is B
and when the
sound.
mother's life is at risk. Republicans who hold a supermajority in Indiana have disagreed on how strict the law should be, but GOP leaders in
she's
the
having to
House
read off
seem to
camera
favor
2.
the Senate's version. Lawmakers are
Stand by
considering
1
the
with B
abortion
sound,
ban
stand by
during a
to
special
tween.
session called by Governor Eric Holcomb.
Tween. Roll B.
There are
Stand by to
hundreds
pull,
of
stand by to
unaccounted
lose
for
the
people,
key.
minimum, and we just don't have a firm grasp on that.
Pull. Mike.
The
Lose.
devastation
Roll
in
X.
eastern Kentucky continues to take a toll on those who survived
Stand by
and those
A.
who are looking
Clean.
for survivors.
That death toll is at 37
Stand by
people
to dissolve.
tonight, and hundreds more are
Roll A
still
dissolve.
missing. The state says
E4L2.
12,000 people are without power,
E4L2. Stand by camera
25,000 don't
1.
have water,
Might
and
need to pull back a little
400
bit more.
are in
Stand by camera
shelters.
1.
Governor Beshear has ordered flags to have staff for the victims of the flooding through next Monday.
Take.
The
Stand by
damage and
B.
destruction in eastern
Sound.
Kentucky, when you
With-
see these pictures, it's just gut-wrenching.
WDRB's Conroy Delusion photojournalist Zach Crabtree got a first-hand look.
Roll B sound take.
The destruction
Stand by
in
to
eastern
lose
Kentucky
super.
stretches across several different counties
Lose
for
super.
miles, and this is just a small little glimpse
Stand by camera
of what
3.
we've seen
Now set up a flood
in
corner.
Knott County. This is the edge
of
of
B.
Hyman, right off of 550, and in this one little small area,
Gills
you
at a
can see
corner OTS.
the creek has risen way higher
Stand by
than it has
super.
been in years past. Trailers tossed, a bridge washed out, homes destroyed. But the story is not things in this area. It's not the houses. It's the people who lived in them, the communities that they built. And here are a few of their first-hand
Stand by
accounts.
super.
Then it poured
Add
and poured,
super.
and I went to sleep by 11:30, got up at 2:30, and it's already up under the house. 2 hours,
Lose
it probably
super.
raised 30 feet. And then 2 more hours, it raised 20 more feet. 5 hours, it raised 50 feet. That's right.
Stand by
Like a
super.
dam broke, or a big cloudburst.
Add super.
The sheer bite that we
Ran
needed.
down the road searching for my
Much more
sister.
Blue super. Rod is still rolling counter. Rod is still rolling
And my
counter.
sister
I don't know
was
if hate
Because that
means
circle
that.
back on that partial bite in the
a
back.
wonderful person.
Yeah.
And so was Amy.
Stand by super.
Scott decided he needed to look to look at.
No cell
Add.
service whatsoever, couldn't text. Stayed in a barn on the hill for 2 nights.
Blue
The
super.
floodwater just came up fastest it's ever came. It's probably 10 feet higher than it's ever been. It had never even got close to the house. It got my house and garage, and I've lost.
So Cameron, why don't you put a little bit more
vehicles,
separation
nothing
between
compares
Gil
to
and that
the
video
life of
since
my
it's a
neighbor.
blank L1?
We lost
30.
some neighbors.
Yeah, there's at least 6 of the neighbors dead, and so material things don't matter when it comes to life.
Every single person that we did
Semi
speak
super
to
and
across
super.
Eastern Kentucky told me the same thing.
Stand by to
They're
lose.
heartbroken by what they've seen and what they experienced, but they're relieved that they made it out alive.
Lose super.
Because more than
Stand by
30
camera 3.
in
Stand by to
this
roll
region
X. We'll have
did
sound on
not.
A coming
And
up.
that death toll continues to rise. In
Stand by
Knott County,
3.
Connery DeLuche, WDRB.
Roll X. Take. Stand by A.
A
Sound.
rescue team
Clean.
in a helicopter pulled an 83-year-old woman up from her flooded Eastern Kentucky home.
Roll A. Sound. Take.
20 feet below.
Stand by 1.
I am coming up, Roger, heavy 115, heavy below. Roger. I got you. Cool.
Stand by to add banner.
At the floor. I just
5.
at the
Add,
door, bringing her in.
add banner Mike Q.
This video shows
Stand by
crews
one,
from the
stand by
Wolf
to roll
County
B.
Search and Rescue and Kentucky National Guard in Breathitt County. The team was told that woman and 4 of her family members were trapped in an attic. One team reached that family by boat to get them up on the roof. One of those
Stand by
family
one.
members broke their collarbone but has already been released from the
Roll
hospital.
B. Take.
So
Stand
months
by
after
X.
one half of the state was ravaged
Sound.
by tornadoes, the other is now recovering from its own
Hold.
natural disaster.
Stand by X. Sound.
Families
Clean.
forced to take shelters in churches, many of them not knowing what their next steps will be.
Yeah, left one.
As WDRB's Darby Bean and photojournalist Emily Evans show us,
Hold.
just like in December, the Louisville community is stepping up to help.
Roll X on take.
Loading
Stand by
trucks
to add
and trailers
super.
full of supplies.
Add
Louisville's
super.
Veterans Club is headed to Eastern Kentucky.
Lose
This group
super.
is making sure to
E4
not show up
L2.
empty-handed.
I mean, who would
Stand
have
by
thought
camera
that
2.
we have back-to-back disasters
Safe in the stack.
in Kentucky?
Thank you.
All too
Richard, when we get to
soon.
this
The
DRB
scenes
innovation,
following the first days of the
no
deadly
video or
December
6
tornadoes
audio.
in western Kentucky are playing out again just
Camera 3
months
is
later.
across. 1 is at the weather center.
This time, another state of emergency. Flags at half staff, at least 35 lives lost as the eastern part of the Commonwealth battles flooding. All donations appreciated. Groups from Louisville, like the Veterans Club, are once again answering the call to help, collecting food, water, diapers, generators, and more, preparing
1
to
minute,
head toward
1
Mountain
minute.
Parkway Tuesday morning.
Whatever the needs are of the community, we're gonna stay and do that.
Another Louisvillian who's helped in western Kentucky, the owner of Ramiro's Cantina, is headed back out, this
Stand by
time
super.
going east.
When the tornado
super.
happened, we were there that night?
Lose super.
So if this happens in your backyard, I'm gonna be there.
One truck for water and pallets of drinks, the other providing food. Boxes of chicken leaving the restaurant. This is just the start. There
30.
will be enough here to hand out 1,000 meals.
One hot meal for somebody in need, it's a world of difference.
The
20.
building on Frankfurt Avenue is closed Monday and Tuesday because of the trip. Those here say they know they're needed elsewhere.
I know it's time consuming and of course
10.
costs a lot of money, but this is my community. This is my state. I'm here to help.
The food truck will
5.
likely be in eastern Kentucky until Wednesday. Darby Bean,
Stand by 2.
WDRB News.
Take.
Volunteers
Stand by
like
A,
those with Ramiro's
VO,
Cantina tell
banner.
us the amount they're able to give back will largely depend on
Roll A.
donations.
Between
Take.
the fuel, the travel, and the food to
Stand by
prepare,
B.
the restaurant's asking for those
Did this
who
get
are able to
re-edited?
donate.
Okay.
Here's the
Lose
information
the
on the
banner.
screen how to do that.
Stand
Ramiro
by
hopes
B,
to make
sound
several
with the guy's
trips to
name.
eastern Kentucky in the coming weeks to serve more hot meals.
Roll B dissolve.
The donations
I
start
deleted
coming
that
in.
banner,
I
so
mean,
it's not
we
covering
might
up the
try to figure
information.
how to go back
Lose
next
Super
week,
Standby
or
ME2A.
in 2
Rob,
weeks.
we'll roll X
Because
and
the
A at the
donations
same
won't come in,
time.
you know, I can't afford it, all this by myself.
Mike Q, Standby to tween.
Veterans Club is asking
Is
for
there anything
physical
on
items
that?
like water bottles instead of monetary donations. There's also a Team Kentucky Relief Fund set up through the
Roll
state.
X
You can
and
find
A.
that website on ours,
Tween.
WDRB.com.
And WDRB will continue to highlight the recovery efforts in eastern Kentucky. Tonight at 10:30, we'll take you to
Standby
Breathitt
DRB
County
animation.
and show you more of that destruction up close.
Then at 11, the flooding to our east is bringing back memories for our neighbors in southern Indiana. The survivors of the 1992 flood in Henryville reflect on that
Standby DRB animation,
devastation.
no
Their
audio.
message to those
DRB
struggling
animation.
now.
Standby
For
generic
all of
weather
our
out to camera
coverage,
3.
including more pictures and videos, just go to our website, WDRB.com.
Generic. Out to 3.
As the community and the
Stand by
state
one.
really begins or continues to deal with the flooding, we are going to start seeing the
With-
mercury just ratchet off the charts.
I think we're going to see things getting a little bit warmer. You know, the one thing I would say by what we saw in December versus what we see now, it makes me proud to be a part of this community. I just think it's worth
Take
saying.
one.
I mean, we have seen
Standby weather graphics.
some incredible, catastrophic and violent weather here over the last 8 months. And it is comforting to me to see how our community helps the neighbors, because these really are, it's family, and these are friends in our states around our
Standby
area.
camera 1.
So as we look
Quarter
around the
3D.
area right now, we have a severe thunderstorm watch, and I know that a lot are tuning in tonight to find out, do I need to be concerned? So the
Reset
watch was
3D
canceled for
real quick,
Louisville
reset
till 11
3D,
for Du
reset
Bois.
10 p.m. at 1 and
Perry
2, set up
County
corner 3D.
includes Breckenridge and Grayson County until
Standby
11
1.
p.m. I will tell you, I was very forthcoming in that I would have included a slight risk in our area, and I will tell you,
anchors
I
are gonna
still
have to go
think
to
it's
the
the right
stack
move.
for the
All of that
T's.
said, 2 things to look. One near Frankfurt is you see a storm starting to form now, and you're like, wait a minute. There were storms here at 4 o'clock when you showed me these earlier, Mark. Correct. Over 8 inches of rain has fallen, with flash flood warnings in effect for Illinois. Severe thunderstorms have moved through Evansville on multiple occasions, and you can see strong thunderstorms remain to the west. I do think it's worth noting that there is one thunderstorm near the Lexington, south of Frankfurt area developing.
Standby
So
1.
what's
and
stopping
off.
this within our area? I mean, it's a fair
Standby camera
question.
3.
The fuel is obscene to the west, and that is where the storms are chasing as it stands right now. And so I want to show you the high resolution data. Not that it has been great today, but I still think it's worth looking at. And you'll notice that the data does show scattered thunderstorms as we go through the overnight hours. And I still think it's worth a 50%. I'm not going to play this as 100%. And I will be clear, this isn't a low certainty style forecast, but 50% chance at 3 a.m. At 7 a.m. we're 74 degrees and it's humid. And I think we'll see more thunderstorms through the week.
Go
So I'll
ahead.
dial in that time
Standby 3.
in 10 minutes.
And take.
All right, Mark,
Standby
thank you.
B,
We'll check
standby
back
flash.
with you soon. The U.S. has taken out the leader of
Roll B
Al-Qaeda.
flash.
The
Standby
military
1 to
operation
X.
conducted in Afghanistan that
You'll
President
read
Biden
again.
says is another measure of closure for victims of the 9/11 attack.
Effect. Roll
And
X.
later, Kenny
Standby
Payne
fade to
taking
black.
his
Standby
basketball
break
team to
master.
Hawaii, who the Cards will face in the first round of the Maui Invitational.
Hey, fade to black. Roll your break.